So we need some lights, huh? Okay, that looks not too bad.
Oh, looks like.
Okay, there goes my.
Well, here. I think the placement of the dock anyway. It kind of seems like a neat idea that you roll up. You should be facing the mountain when the house appears, rather than facing the forest. So I wonder if.
What are we gonna build this thing out of? Where do you want it? Where do you want it?
Well, the green ring is where the building is going to be. Anywhere
Yeah.
inside of there. It doesn't really matter where. In fact, we can shrink that, I suppose. But I chose some nice even intervals to make that.
Well, I'm fine with
But
that, but
I like the idea that you'd be facing when you hit the button to clone the house. So maybe have the dock come in over on this side.
Okay, this was just the natural place for it. I mean, I didn't build the dock area. That was the way it was. I just put wood in there.
Yeah, I mean, we could redo it, I guess, but it doesn't really matter.
No, we can get rid of it. I don't care. I ain't picky. Can't have the stupid thing burning down. That'll be the swimming hole.
So that is the northwest corner there.
Okay, there's your dock. A little beach over here. Another swimming hole. Okay, so our front door will be somewhere around here, I would assume.
Let's see. Clones should take command blocks with the commands in them, shouldn't it?
I hope so. I didn't test that.
Because we could have the switch to clone the house be part of the house itself. You know what I mean? Part of what clones. So, well, maybe that's too complicated. I guess to start, we can just have an on-off buttons. One that clones the basement upstairs and the upstairs downstairs. Actually, does it really need to? It just needs to be a two-step clone. Oh shoot! Now that I think about it, we might have to have a staging area as well, a temp area.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to have two areas. So you'll have to. Right now, it's can we clone the house down? But we also need to clone what we have here, probably in a hole below that one.
Yeah.
Just depends on the height.
If we're gonna clone both ways, then we have to accommodate. We have to have essentially holding spaces for both states.
Yep. Okay. So, and you can do a clone right now of the area. Or we could just flatten it out with some fill commands with air and plant some trees or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do some simple tests with it. Perhaps we should do that offline, but yeah, I think that we could essentially set up two cloning spaces stacked, because the non-building space that we're cloning doesn't need to be complicated and very tall. In fact, if we put a couple of trees in it, to make it semi-camouflage, then really all we're having to do at that point is clone to the height of the trees. So, for example, we'll do like tree there. A couple of trees there and there. Get outside of the edge, just in the edge. So something simple like that. So you walk up to it, you don't really think much of it.
Yep. So that's what we have to clone. I'm not really thrilled with this tree though. It's lopsided.
You can take it out.
Yeah, a normal tree. Okay. It just looked lopsided.
Yes.
Could just bone meal the ground.
Yeah, but that only gives you certain types of flowers. Or here.
Shush. Shush. I did not hear that. We could just have one button.
Or it just flip-flops.
Yeah, you would do clone to staging, clone to from other place, or clone to temp, staging to this place, and then temp to staging. So it'd be a three-way clone. You hit the button and it would do 3 separate clones.
And that's all we need to do. It just cycles, essentially.
Yeah. So that under here we'll definitely need redstone.
Yeah, I like that.
Or something.
Let's see here. Highest Y value 60. Okay. So we know that the non-house space will require a height of 9 blocks.
Okay.
So we might just round it to 10. So that's all we need for that. But I guess the staging area and the whatever, I guess the staging and holding area both need to be the same height. We can't assume that one's going to be smaller than the other. We have to, if one of them is 20Y, then the other one, all the other ones have to be 20Y as well to accommodate if we're doing a single button.
Not necessarily. If we wanted to save space, we could have 2 areas and then shush. Come up here. Come up here. What we can do to save space is we can do our little block placing thing. So, well, on the button I put a command block, and the command block will place a block in a certain location, and that certain location will allow a redstone signal to go through. And depending on what, we can split that signal off, and depending on which one has a block that lets it go through, we could just have two staging areas and let the redstone deal with which one it moves.
Okay. If you feel confident on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll be fine if I can get some room in here.
Because I'm guessing the house will be taller than the non-house.
Yeah. I was just thinking, we can do it with 3 areas and it's pretty straightforward, but, it just seems kind of overkill, I guess. And, we're getting pretty good at this, setting the block stuff, so I think we'll make it work.
Well, I'm excited to make this work because as soon as we get the clone commands work, this is one of those weird things where normally we build first and then add our commands and circuitry in after everything's mostly built. We're gonna have to do this one backwards, where we're gonna have to build the circuits first to make sure the clone works, and then we can build onto that clone.
Yeah. So let's see here. It'll need a torch or something. Boom. And the torch will go into there, which will go there, which will have that. Okay. I'll do that, that, and that. Okay. There's that. That will go into that. We'll go over to X1. So there's that. So. Okay. So this XYZ is minus 502, 57, 265. 502, 57, 265. Need redstone. Oh. Okay. Hopefully that works. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so that places that block. You go there. And this one is, let's get a notepad out. Notepad. So this will be minus 498, 57, 265. Okay. And this one is 408, 57, 263. Okay. So this one will be so that would take care of that. That block. There. Done. That block. Stop. Okay, and then we come up here. Done. And done. Okay, and 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Cool.
So what do we got here? Okay. Okay. Change. Oh, wait a second. Okay, now we need a button. Actually, I don't. I just need to do that. Oh, that was fast. So you get rid of that. Okay. Let's do. There, 9. Let's go ahead and let's see. Get rid of that one. Just flop. Okay. This one. That's what I want. So there's that. Shush! Actually, don't want that. I want... So I think that one's fine. These are the ones that are flipping it before. So, let's do... So then... Okay, so that took care of those two. Now this one, how many did I put on that one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get over here. There and stone. Okay, so that takes care of these two. So hopefully this is all done. That switch.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's road switch.
That switched. Okay, there's your two lines. If you hit the button, it puts a block right here. And it will power the correct line and then switch over to the other. So this first one gets rid of that block. Then these are all your clone ones. These over here switch the block one way, and those over there switch the block the other way. So these lines can go out as far as you want. So they can keep going.
Okay, so if we need to do multiple clones, we just stretch those commands out.
Yeah. But there you go. Flip flipper.
Cool.
So, and that's where your clone stuff will be.
Well, this is where I think we could probably divide this in half. I think it's, I want to say 40 tall. We could split it 20-20.
Well, I mean, if we only need the 6, well, yeah, you'll have to do the sky too, otherwise you won't get rid of the rest of the house.
Right.
So that means our house will be 20 tall.
So yeah, limited to 20 high. If we divide this in half, then that means our holding and staging areas are 20 blocks high. Then that means our build area has to be 20 blocks high. And that altogether uses 60 blocks plus any air gaps in between them that we want to put just in case.
How tall did you say this was?
I think it's 40 maybe.
Okay.
There, I can check.
Oh, that's okay.
That is Y30 to Y60.
So that's 30, so it'd be 15 tall, right?
Well, yeah, of course we can go deeper than 30.
Yeah. So basically, oh, that was fun.
Oh, that's weird.
You only have to worry about 2. So there doesn't have to be a gap between them, so that's fine. And
well, we do need to make sure to include the floor because we're going to need to swap the flooring for dirt, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'll be part of the level. So you're going to start at dirt level. Unless we leave the dirt there and we just build up.
We could do that. But if we want, the aesthetic to go along with it too, then for the non-house area, we do need to get the dirt in order. Actually, no, we don't. As long as we leave it untouched, we just need to clone the flower and tree layers, essentially.
Well, actually, I think we got to do the dirt layer, mainly because otherwise it'll be dirt, not grass. Because once you put something on grass, it turns into dirt.
Yeah, so I think it's wise for us to take at least the one layer of ground and clone that along with it. So basically, where the just one block below where the bounding box is will be the starting point.
Yeah. So what you're going to have is a clone from top down to its holding location, and then from down up. That's all you have to do. So we don't need a holding or a temp area. It's just, one will be on top of the other. So basically we'll take this, clone it down, and then take the house level and clone it up.
Yeah, but without a staging area, we're going to overwrite.
Nope, because they'll be on top of each other. There's no overwriting.
Oh, I see, because they're just stacked layers underneath. So you'll have essentially a copy of the house underground and a copy of the plane level underground as well.
Yes.
And so you're just cloning back and forth between those areas.
Yeah, I mean, if we didn't want to allow any changes, we had to just be simple, take whatever's down and clone it up. But because you want to save what changes they've made, you just overwrite the original or the copy of it with whatever the original is, and then replace it all with the other version.
Yep. Well, and I think that's kind of part of the magic of this idea is it's that, well, not only are we building a house from scratch, but if you make a change and, make the house disappear and come back, your change is stuck. And I really like that idea.
Mm-hmm. You can bring in furniture and stuff
especially
like that.
if you're throwing items in chests or, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So that'll work.
Cool. Well, I am satisfied with this idea. Next up is going to be writing the clone commands, and then it will be building.
Yeah. Well, we want to clone at least this layer, down below. So we have a version of this before we start building the house.
Well, and yeah, like I said, we could go all the way down to Y1 and give ourselves more headroom. I know we like to build pretty tall, typically.
Yeah. We're just not sure what we're looking for here. I mean, it could be a ranch, which would be probably, let's see, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably, 10 or 15 would probably be a ranch level. If you do multi-floor, then you're probably looking at needing more space. Just depends on what we're looking for.
Cool. Well, I don't think we need to make this particularly large, but I don't want to make this a wimpy house either. If we're going through this much effort, it should look cool.
Yeah. Works for me. So think about what you want, and next week we'll start doing stuff. At least we got the Becca Elizabeth play, so every time you hit that, it should switch and shouldn't take too long. Probably game will freeze up for a second or two. Okay, well, I think we'll end this episode here. And we will see you next week as we continue this idea of the cloning house. See you later.
See ya.